Greetings, salutations, welcome to Kendra's Corner again. And I'm just inserting this in here really quick because I want to go back to a question I answered in my first upload in responding to viewer questions. And the first video I uploaded on that with referring to the first question on baptism and traditional witchcraft, or particularly if there's a person asked if there's a traditional witchcraft ritual to remove that baptism. Now, I responded very thoroughly to that person's question and hit every aspect because there was more to the question than that in that video. However, there was one little thing, a little speculation I had. I just thought that I forgot to put in or mention, and I figured I'll bring it up in a podcast. But then my friend Sandy had, in her commentary to that video, had a suggestion for the person who asked that question, a suggestion, a recommendation maybe they could do about severing ties with the baptism that was put upon them when they were a child. And what she put is very interesting. So I want to share this here and now, my little input and Sandy's recommendation, just in case the person who asked the question does not check the commentary under the video from other people. And this might be helpful as well to someone else living the same situation as this person who wants to remove that baptism from them. So I replied to everything there very thoroughly, but my little speculation as to why in Tradcraft there's no particular unbaptism ritual is because in traditional witchcraft and traditional folkloric witchcraft, and even in folk witchcraft, which is different than folkloric and folk magical practitioners in general, there is we say that we work betwixt or between. Betwixt means between, within the liminal space. Now that space is not just between the world of man and the realm of spirit, but it means between everything. In Tradcraft, we take influence from and energy cords from many different cauldrons, many different pockets, from different religions, different other types of practices, things within our environment, and so forth. And there's a saying in traditional witchcraft, we always say that we work with both hands, both the right and the left. So it's to heal and to harm, you could say, working with white magic, black magic, if you will, but really it's much more intense than that. It's much more profound than that. It's very nuanced. I'm just putting it in simple terms here. But, like, for example, many trad witchcraft practitioners are going to work with things biblical and things demonic as well, or things satanic. And a lot work with angels. I don't particularly work with angels, but many do work with angels and with demons, simultaneously. And we, in traditional witchcraft, we work with what is considered the non-infernal divinity and the infernal divinity or divine. So it's working with both hands, and even I myself have incorporated the Psalms into my practice. Now the Psalms, no one really knows where they come from. There's a lot of power there, and there are Psalms even to curse your enemies, even to bring someone to their death. So it's not all white light, you could say. And practitioners of hoodoo or voodoo, or even Appalachian folk magic, know this very well because it's a lot how they work. And basically, that's all I want to inject. So this is my little speculation, my little thought. I want to share why in Tradcraft there's probably no removal of that, because like most other people, many traditional witches have been baptized, and because a lot of them and with their families growing up go to church but still practice a form of folk magic or witchcraft at some point, or some kind within their lives. They're mixing the both. It was never really thought they had to remove that baptism because they're drawing in from that power. Also, traditional witchcraft in itself is heretical. It's heretic witchcraft. And in order to be heretic, you're basically going against the church like Satanism. It's a reaction to Christianity, a reaction to Catholicism and all that. Just that we're taking to a different level, another level. Like there's a little divide. It's very similar to maybe how a satanic witch could practice it. If you call a heretic witch a satanic witch or a trad witch a satanic witch, you're not too far off. But there is little twists and turns, little things that branch off to just differentiate between the two, between a Satanist and an actual heretic witch. There's little differences, but you can be both as well. So I just want to inject that in there. So this is my speculation why. There's no specific practice for that. Now, Sandy, what she shared, in case you miss it or anyone, this might help other people who you want to sever your ties with the church and remove whatever baptism was put on you as a child. She recommended that you go to the church. Now, I'm not sure if she meant the church that actually baptized you when you were younger, or any church within that denomination of Christianity or religion that baptized you. That you go there and you ask them to remove that baptism from you. And there's a certain ritual, and she named it in the thing, which I'm not going to repeat now because I can't remember and I can't pronounce it right anyhow. But I'm not sure if the name she gave me is only the French version of the name, or if it's translated the same in English. But you can look it up. Look what she wrote. Go back, check the comments under that video. Look what Sandy put, and you'll see what she means. Basically, it's some form of prayer or ritual or rite, something that they do at the church that will sever you spiritually from um, that branch of Christianity and that baptism that they put on you. So if that helps you, and I think this is a great suggestion for someone who doesn't want anything to do with that, because that baptism done on them was when they were young, so they didn't consent to it. But maybe still have a belief still, or giving part of their power still to the church because they're believing in it and they're letting it psychologically affect them. So to me, you're still feeding into it, giving it power. So if that's the case, and if it makes you feel better, maybe take that little approach. Take Sandy's suggestion. So this is all I wanted to insert because it's very late here. I'm almost whispering because I don't want to disturb the neighbors. The walls are thin and it's way after 1 a.m. here. So that's it for now that I want to share. So darkest blessings under Lucifer's light. Until next time. Ciao for now.